Ever sent a text and realized it sounded rude in English? You wanted to say, "I'm busy," but it came out as, "Go away." Friends got confused? We've been there too. It's frustrating when you know what you want to say, but the words just fail you. Or you end up saying something completely different.
Totally. I had a student, Steve, who was amazing at coding. Brilliant. But he kept saying interesting to everything. His colleagues thought he was being sarcastic. We all have those vocabulary black holes. My student, Steve, tried downloading a bunch of vocabulary apps at once. Total information overload. He almost gave up.
Yeah, and that feeling, that's why we're here. Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in new words, but can't actually use any of them? Like, you understand when you read or listen, but when it's your turn to speak, crickets.
We know this feels overwhelming. It's like trying to build a house with only a hammer. You need a whole toolbox. But don't worry, we're going to give you that toolbox today. We're going to teach you how to build a 1,000-word active vocabulary and do it fast.
And trust us, it's totally achievable. This isn't about memorizing a dictionary. It's about learning how to pick the right words and make them stick. Sound good?
Absolutely. Today we fix that. Let's get started. So, why is building an active vocabulary so important? It's about more than just sounding smart.
Exactly. This isn't just about grammar. It's about finally texting your crush without panic. It's about expressing yourself clearly and confidently. Imagine being able to participate fully in conversations, understand jokes, and even negotiate a better salary.
This isn't just grammar. It's about finally texting your crush without panic. It's about having the confidence to order food without pointing at the menu like a mime artist. It's about watching a movie and actually getting all the nuances, the jokes, the subtle cues.
I literally cried when a student told me he finally understood his favorite song's lyrics. He'd been listening to it for years, but only now did it really mean something. That's the power of vocabulary. It connects you.
Totally. It's about feeling a sense of belonging. You're not just learning words. You're learning to connect with people on a deeper level. You're not just learning English. You're joining the DialogueBoost family.
It's about joy, the joy of expressing yourself freely, of understanding others, of feeling like you truly belong. Remember, language is a bridge, and vocabulary is the steel that holds it together.
And let's be honest, who doesn't want to sound more eloquent? A larger active vocabulary makes you sound more intelligent, more persuasive, and frankly, more interesting.
So, if you're ready to unlock your potential, build your confidence, and finally express yourself with ease, then stick with us. We're going to show you exactly how to build that 1,000-word active vocabulary fast.
Let's dive in. Okay, let's talk about some common mistakes people make when trying to build their vocabulary. Knowing these will save you a lot of time and frustration.
Mistake number 1, trying to memorize long lists of words. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. You end up retaining very little. My student Maria had a notebook filled with hundreds of words, but she couldn't use any of them in conversation.
That's so true. It's quantity over quality, and it just doesn't work. Mistake number 2, ignoring context. Words have different meanings depending on how they're used.
Absolutely. You can't just learn a word in isolation. You need to see it in action. I had a student who kept using the word sick to mean good, like in slang, but he was saying it to his boss. Awkward.
Oh no. Context is everything. Mistake number 3, Maria kept translating me siento to I feel myself. Ugh, facepalm. Literal translations rarely work. You need to understand the cultural nuances and idiomatic expressions.
Game changer. Exactly. That leads to mistake number 4, not actively using the words you learn. It's like learning to ride a bike by reading a book. You need to get on and practice.
Totally. You need to use it or lose it. I tell my students, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Embrace the awkwardness.
And that brings us to mistake number 5, focusing only on formal language. Real conversations are filled with slang, idioms, and informal expressions. If you only learn formal English, you'll sound like a robot.
Seriously, it's like speaking Shakespeare at a coffee shop.
Exactly. And here's what most learners miss. Mistake number 6, not reviewing consistently. You can't just learn a word once and expect to remember it forever. You need to revisit it regularly.
It's like watering a plant. If you only water it once, it will die. You need to nurture your vocabulary.
So, to recap, avoid memorizing lists, pay attention to context, don't translate literally, actively use your words, learn informal language, and review consistently. Avoid these pitfalls and you'll be well on your way to building that 1,000-word vocabulary.
Now let's get to the good stuff, the solutions. Okay, let's get practical. Step 1, learn words in context. Don't just memorize isolated words. Read books, watch movies, listen to podcasts, and pay attention to how words are used in real-life situations.
Exactly. Think of it like learning about animals. You don't just look at pictures, you see them in their natural habitat. It's the same with words.
Step 2, use spaced repetition. This is a scientifically proven technique that helps you remember information for longer. There are apps like Anki that are great for this.
Spaced repetition is like giving your brain a little nudge at just the right moment to remember something. It's much more effective than cramming.
Step 3, focus on high-frequency words. These are the words that are used most often in everyday conversation. Learning these will give you the biggest bang for your buck.
This tip, game changer. Knowing the most common words makes everything else easier to understand. It's like learning the alphabet before you start reading.
Exactly. Today's third tip will save you 10 minutes daily. Step 4 is your grammar superhero. When you do this, high five, use the words you learn in your own sentences. Don't just passively absorb information, actively create something with it.
When you do this, high five, write a journal entry, send a text message, or even just talk to yourself in English. The more you use the words, the more they'll stick.
And speaking of using the words, step 5, find a language partner. This is someone you can practice speaking with. It could be a friend, a tutor, or even an online language exchange partner.
A language partner is like having a workout buddy for your brain. They'll keep you motivated, give you feedback, and help you improve your fluency.
Step 6, embrace mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes them. The important thing is to learn from them.
Mistakes are like signposts on the road to fluency. They show you where you need to improve. So don't be discouraged by them. Embrace them.
Step 7, make it fun. Learning a language should be enjoyable. Find ways to make it fun for yourself. Watch movies, listen to music, play games, read comics.
Learning a language is like going on an adventure. Explore different cultures, meet new people, and discover new things.
Absolutely. Now, I want to add something that really helped my student Steve. He started labeling everything in his apartment with sticky notes in English. The chair, the table, the window, everything. It might seem silly, but it really helped him associate the words with the objects.
That's brilliant. It's like creating your own personal English-speaking world.
And remember, consistency is key. Set aside some time each day to work on your vocabulary. Even just 15 minutes a day can make a big difference.
Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't just do it once a week, you do it every day. It's the same with vocabulary.
And finally, be patient. Building a vocabulary takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just keep practicing, and you'll get there.
It's like planting a tree. You don't see it grow overnight, but if you keep watering it, it will eventually blossom.
So, to recap, learn in context, use spaced repetition, focus on high-frequency words, use the words, find a language partner, embrace mistakes, make it fun, be consistent, and be patient.
Follow these steps, and you'll be well on your way to building that 100-word active vocabulary. But before we move on, let me tell you about another student.
Oh, tell me.
This student, Sarah, was really struggling with motivation. She felt like she wasn't making any progress. So I suggested she start tracking her progress. She created a spreadsheet and wrote down all the new words she learned each week. And guess what?
What?
Seeing her progress on paper gave her a huge boost in motivation. She realized she was actually learning a lot more than she thought.
That's such a great tip. It's like seeing the numbers on a scale when you're trying to lose weight. It keeps you going.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to track your progress. It can make a big difference. Now, let's dive into a subtopic that many learners struggle with: slang and idioms.
Yes, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about slang and idioms. These are those informal expressions that can be really confusing for language learners.
But they're also what makes a language come alive. Think about it. Piece of cake doesn't actually mean a slice of dessert, does it? It means something is easy.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to learn them. But where do you even start?
Well, first of all, don't try to learn them all at once. That would be overwhelming. Instead, focus on the ones that are most relevant to your interests.
Great point. For example, if you're interested in sports, learn some sports-related slang. If you're into music, learn some music-related idioms.
Makes sense. Let's do a little role play to illustrate this, okay?
Sounds fun?
I'll be the coach, and you be the student.
But slang scares me. What if I use it wrong? What if I offend someone?
Let's tackle that fear together. The key is to observe how native speakers use slang. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and pay attention to the context.
Okay, but how do I know what's appropriate and what's not?
That's a great question. A good rule of thumb is to avoid using slang in formal situations, like at work, or when you're talking to someone you don't know well. Save it for casual conversations with friends.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about idioms? They're even more confusing.
Idioms can be tricky, but they're also a lot of fun. The best way to learn them is to see them in action. Pay attention to how they're used in context, and don't be afraid to ask for clarification if you don't understand something.
So it's all about context and observation.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try using some slang and idioms in your own conversations. The worst that can happen is that someone will correct you. And that's how you learn.
Wait, Emily, let me show you what happened to me last week. I was at a coffee shop and I overheard a group of teenagers talking. One of them said, "That's sus," and I had no idea what it meant.
That's sus means suspicious. It's a relatively new slang term that's become really popular thanks to the game Among Us.
See? That's exactly what I mean. How am I supposed to keep up with all these new words?
Don't worry, you don't have to learn every single slang term. Just focus on the ones that are relevant to your interests and the people you interact with. And remember, it's okay to ask for clarification if you don't understand something.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. So to recap, start with the slang and idioms that are relevant to your interests. Observe how native speakers use them, and don't be afraid to ask for clarification.
Exactly. And remember, learning slang and idioms is a journey, not a destination. It's something you'll continue to do throughout your language learning process.
That's a great way to put it. And to make things a little more concrete, let's do a quick exercise. I'm going to give you a common idiom, and you tell me what it means. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, here's the idiom. Break a leg.
That means good luck. It's often said to actors before they go on stage.
Correct. Okay, here's another one. Hit the books.
That means to study.
Exactly. You're on a roll. Okay, one more. Spill the beans.
That means to reveal a secret.
Perfect. See? You're already a slang and idiom master.
Not quite, but I'm getting there.
And that's the attitude to have. Don't be afraid to dive in and experiment with slang and idioms. It's a fun way to add some flavor to your English.
Absolutely. And remember, the goal is to communicate effectively, not to be perfect. So don't worry about making mistakes. Just have fun and keep learning.
I literally cried when a student told me he used the idiom raining cats and dogs in a conversation and everyone understood him. He was so proud of himself.
That's amazing. It's such a rewarding feeling when you can use slang and idioms naturally in your conversations.
So embrace the challenge, have fun, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You'll be slanging and idioming like a pro in no time.
Okay, so we've covered context, spaced repetition, high-frequency words, usage, language partners, mistakes, slang, idioms, and consistency. So now for our
interactive drill. Ready to put your knowledge to the test?
let's do it.
All right, folks, it's time for our interactive drill. We're going to test your knowledge of the tips we've covered today. Emily and I will ask the questions. You can pause the video and come back.
Here's the first question. What's the best way to learn new words? A, memorizing long lists of words. B, learning words in context. C, ignoring context altogether.
Pausing now. Give yourself a moment to think about it. You're doing amazing.
Okay, time's up. The correct answer is B, learning words in context. Remember, it's all about seeing how words are used in real-life situations.
Question number 2. What's the best way to review new words? A, cramming them all at once. B, using spaced repetition. C, never reviewing them at all.
Pausing now. Think carefully. You've got this.
Time's up. The correct answer is B, using spaced repetition. This technique helps you remember information for longer.
Question number 3. Should you be afraid of making mistakes when learning a new language? A, yes, mistakes are a sign of failure. B, no, mistakes are a learning opportunity. C, maybe, it depends on the mistake.
Pausing now. Remember what we said about mistakes?
Time's up. The correct answer is B. No, mistakes are a learning opportunity. Embrace them.
Question number 4. What are slang and idioms? A, formal expressions used in professional settings. B, informal expressions used in casual conversations. C, grammatical rules that must be followed at all times.
Pausing now. This one's a little tricky.
Time's up. The correct answer is B, informal expressions used in casual conversations.
Question number 5. What's the best way to stay motivated when learning a new language? A, setting unrealistic goals. B, focusing only on your weaknesses. C, tracking your progress and celebrating your achievements.
Pausing now, think about Sarah and her spreadsheet.
Time's up. The correct answer is C, tracking your progress and celebrating your achievements.
Question number 6. True or false? It's important to learn every single slang term and idiom.
Pausing now. Remember, don't try to learn everything at once.
Time's up. The correct answer is false. Just focus on the ones that are relevant to your interests.
And last question. What should you do if you don't understand a slang term or idiom? A, pretend you understand it. B, ask for clarification. C, ignore it and hope it goes away.
Pausing now. Don't be shy. Ask.
Time's up. The correct answer is B, ask for clarification. It's always better to ask than to pretend you know something you don't.
Awesome. How did you do? We hope you aced it. Remember, this is just a quick review of the tips we've covered today. If you want to learn more, be sure to check out our other videos and resources.
You're not just learning, you're joining the DialogueBoost family. Now, let's wrap things up. All right, everyone, we've covered a lot of ground today. You've learned how to avoid common mistakes, follow step-by-step solutions, and even tackle slang and idioms.
And you've put your knowledge to the test with our interactive drill. You're well on your way to building that 1,000-word active vocabulary. Remember to be patient, consistent, and most importantly, have fun.
Today, you didn't just learn English, you gained freedom to connect. That's what DialogueBoost is all about. We want to empower you to express yourself with confidence and fluency.
I'm so proud of you. I know that learning a language can be challenging, but you're doing it. You're pushing yourself and you're making progress.
So keep practicing, keep learning, and keep connecting. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips, tricks, and resources to help you on your language learning journey.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.